Insta360 just dropped a new model for their 360-degree action camera, the X4. They reached out to me and asked if they could sponsor a video for me to test this camera. And of course I accepted because I've tested the previous model, the X3, and I thought that at that time it was the best action camera for hiking. So what's new in the X4 that doesn't come with the X3? Well, it's slightly bigger, it shoots in higher quality, it has more battery life. They've made a new magnetic backpack mount. It now comes with scratch guards and a few other key improvements. If you haven't used this thing before, you might be wondering, why a 360-degree camera? Because honestly, nobody is watching 360-degree videos. With a normal DSLR or GoPro, you always have to point the camera to where you want to shoot because everything behind the lens is not in the frame. With a 360-degree camera, you do not have to be as careful when framing the shot because it captures everything in 360 degrees and it even deletes the selfie stick. So you can point the camera like this, or even like this. It honestly doesn't matter. Later when editing, simply align the shot where you want it to face to, select horizontal or vertical, and you're pretty much good to go. So essentially this thing allows you to be much more creative. And to illustrate my point, I'm going to show you what kind of footage you can make using a backpack mount, a tripod, and a selfie stick. The simplest shot that you can make is holding the camera in front of you and talking to the camera while hiking. And I also want to note here that the image stabilization on the X4 is extremely good. So even if I'd start running or climbing a rock or just in general hiking on tough terrain, there would be almost no camera shake, which is kind of amazing if you think about it. If you extend the 1.2 meter selfie stick and move it across to the side, you can get a nice panning shot of yourself hiking. If you put the selfie stick across your shoulder, you can make a drone-like shot from behind that follows you. You can also make static shots that follow you as you walk past it by setting it up on a tripod. With the new backpack mount, you can also make POV shots very easily, which is really useful if you're doing a bit of scrambling or climbing. You can also create very good looking time lapses. By holding the camera in front of you and hiking for maybe 100-200 meters, you can make a time shift hyperlapse. You can also do a bullet time shot with the tripod and the 1.2 meter selfie stick. And lastly, if you also get a 3 meter long extended selfie stick, you can do even crazier shots, which look pretty much just like a drone shot. The X4 offers 4 360-degree shooting modes, and to show you how they compare with the X3, I've rigged both of them up together, side by side, so that I can film the same shot and you can see the quality difference in real time. It's not pretty, but it works. This is the highest possible quality setting at 30 frames per second with 8K on the X4 and 5.7K on the X3. Keep in mind that the 8K resolution is for all 360 degrees. So that when you convert it to a regular shot, it usually ends up being roughly 4K. As you can see, the footage from the X4 is a bit more crisp. They also now offer another shooting mode at 5.7K plus with 30 frames per second, which is essentially very similar in quality to the 8K, only with a smaller file size. The next setting is on 60 frames per second with 5.7K quality on the X4 and 4K quality on the X3. You'll usually use this setting in low light conditions and when you want to create a slow motion shot. And the last setting is on 100 frames per second with 4K quality on the X4 and 3K on the X3. You usually use it to get very slow motion shots. There are also some improvements in the time-lapse setting. Here you can see the same time-lapse shot on the X4 at 11K quality and on X3 at 8K quality. Both of them look really good, but the X4 is still a bit more crisp. The X4 weighs 205 grams, which is 25 grams more compared to the previous version, which weighs 180 grams. Same as the X3, it also uses a metal frame from the sides, and overall it feels really well made. It's larger and heavier now because it comes with a bigger screen and also a larger battery. Instead of 1,800 milliamp hours, now it's 2,290 milliamp hours. One of the largest problems that I had with the X3 was that the lenses got scratched very easily, and it did show up in the footage. Now that's pretty much fixed because the X4 comes with lens guards guards straight out of the box, which protect each of the lenses. The ones that come with the camera are called standard lens guards, and they're made from plastic. One thing that I want to mention here is that I noticed that the standard ones that come straight out of the box get scratched fairly easily. So instead, I would recommend getting the premium lens guards, which are made from tempered glass, which do not scratch as easily. Another problem that I had with the X3 was the microphone, because when it was windy outside, and here in the mountains it's windy quite often, the audio wasn't really that good because of the wind. And it goes up there. That's why I also asked them to send me wind muffs for the microphone, which is an additional accessory. The way that it works is that essentially you have a Velcro sticker on each side, on each of the microphones, and when it's very windy outside, you can put on the wind muffs and it will block most of the wind noise. That and the X4 now comes with an additional audio setting called active wind reduction. I'm recording this audio on a pretty exposed ridge, which is quite windy on the X3 and the X4 at the same time. On the X4, I've turned on the active wind reduction setting, and I also have wind muffs on both of these cameras, so hopefully you can hear the difference. All right, I now went to a less exposed place with much less wind so that you can hear what's the audio like when it's not windy outside. And with the wind muffs on and with active wind reduction turned on, as you can tell, the audio is pretty much fixed. I really have no problems with the built-in audio of this camera anymore. The X4 now also comes with voice control, so you can say, "Take a photo." If you prefer, you can also use gestures, and to make a photo, you have to do a peace sign. By the way, this also works with video. All you need to do is show your palm. You can also say, "Start recording," "Stop recording," and "Shut down camera." One thing that I really love is their new magnetic backpack mount, which by the way is also compatible with the X3. It essentially goes around your backpack strap, and another smaller add-on goes between the selfie stick and the camera. It works very easily. It locks into place and it can't really fall out because it's held in place with 4 pins. It's super useful because when hiking, I used to keep my X3 underneath the chest strap of my backpack or inside my backpack, which definitely wasn't ideal. Also, it works very similarly to a chest mount, which allows you to shoot some very cool POV footage when you're doing difficult sections of the trail. For editing the footage, you essentially have 3 options. Number 1 is to edit it on your PC in the 360 Studio app, which is what I do most commonly. Number 2 is to edit it straight in Adobe Premiere with a built-in plugin. And the third option is to edit it on your phone on the Insta360 app, which honestly is a really good option if you're through hiking or if you want to edit something very quickly. I personally find myself using the most the auto track feature, where you select yourself and then it automatically aligns the footage so that you're always in the center of the screen. I also think that the new AI feature is really cool. You essentially just need to press a single button and it automatically generates a cool video with the most interesting shots. If you want something quick and cool for your social media, this offers a very easy way of doing that. So, do I still think that this is the best action camera for hiking? Well, yeah, definitely. Now, even more so, because it's small and lightweight. It shoots very high quality footage, especially now that it shoots in 8K. Now it also comes with pretty good audio and more battery life. And now they also offer a backpack mount, which is really useful for hikers. But the part that I really like about this camera is that it allows you to be very creative with your hiking footage. Of course, you can also be creative with regular filming gear, but for that you need expensive and heavy DSLRs, gimbals, drones, and so on. You can do all of that in almost the same quality, which honestly just blows my mind. If you want to purchase it or know more information about it, I've linked out to it down in the video description, so make sure to check it out. Thank you for watching. Thank you Insta360 for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in one of my next videos. Bye!